And so some leaders are challenged with how much compassion or how much time or how much kind of support and nurturing they want to give their team and their people. What I've discovered in my time over the years of coaching leaders is that every leader will have a default position around the amount of support and the quality of support and the kind of support they give their people. And it's best if I draw it in a framework because that will help you understand that. And so the way that I explain this is that we're holding our people accountable, but at the same time building trust and having compassion for their journey and the place that they might be emotionally, we need to have equal measures accountability and compassion. Now you might want to swap compassion if that's too big a leap for you, if you're a type A personality and you prefer to just go far and go fast, you might want to swap compassion for curiosity, but it's the same quality of energy, okay? So if you're someone who gives a lot of support and sometimes feels like you give too much and you never know how to cut those conversations off, or people kind of feel like they drain your energy and they're always looking to you for support, then you're in a space of what I would call nurturer. And that nurturer can overcompensate for people who need that support, so they tend to take on more than they really should.
That's me.
Yeah? That's you, James. And so this space of nurturer is a space of doing things for people. Yeah? And this model, by the way, is also based on the work that I did in the restorative practices methodology, and it's one of the bases I use in my work with leaders in leading and building results through trust. Other leaders will have the default place of what I call dictator, right? And these are the people who do a lot of telling, firing off instructions. These are the people who come into a meeting and take control and just fire off what needs to be done. Now, sometimes we need that, but it doesn't always leave people feeling empowered or listened to or knowing what to do when the meeting's over. And this is a state of doing things to people, yep? So this is a state of high accountability, low compassion and curiosity. And this is a state of nurturing, which is doing things for people, which is high compassion, not very good at holding people accountable, not very good at pushing back, not very good at setting boundaries, yeah? So what happens is someone who, like you, James, someone who's in nurturer might get to the end of their tether and go, right, that's it. You can all go away, I've got work to do, right? So they move into dictator, so they get really tough. And that leaves people going, wow, what happened then? Oh, James was a really nice guy, and now he seems to be very strict. So that pushes us into the dictator. It's kind of like the opposite end of the pendulum, opposite swing. The people who are in dictator, they are running far, running fast, telling people what to do, firing off instructions. They look behind them and no one's following. They've left people behind, left a mess in their wake. So they go, oh, now I better be nice. So they'll stop and they'll flip back into nurturer. Right? So these can be really disempowered states, but often we don't know what else to do. Where we want to go is a state of partnership, right? And this is a state of doing things with people. So I liken it to walking side by side, coaching, guiding, holding people accountable, but really understanding, walking in their shoes as well. So this state of partnership is about trust. And this is about where we bring in our emotional intelligence, safe spaces. Yep, this is psychological safety. All that work that we know we really should be doing, but we like to stay here because it's easy, familiar, and we know what to do in those states. This place here is loner, when we've had enough of those and we've gone to here and shut the door and checked out. So to answer your question, James, is if you're in this state and you don't know when to draw the line, when instead of waiting to the point where you're the kind of end of what you can give and you kind of react back into this state, you want to be tuning into yourself and set your boundaries sooner, yeah? And hold people accountable sooner than you normally do. And same with dictator, rather than waiting till they get to a point where people aren't following them and they need to be nice, it's about going, okay, how can I bring people on the journey with me? So it's this space of partner that we're looking for, and that's hopefully that answers your question about what do I do when I don't know how to deal with people's emotions. It's the dialing up of this accountability, but also keeping the compassion and the curiosity as well. I hope that helps.